Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. Last time we left off, we made the accusation that the killer is none other than Warden Roland. And it's like, how is that possible? Well, it seems like it's the only logical decision here because she had access to their breaker room. However, the issue we have here is, how was she able to turn off the breaker if apparently there's no records for her getting into their prison? Well, it's not her position as a warden, because she would still have to, go through the prison to get to her breaker room, because there's an electric fence. And I don't think the timing has anything to do with it, because still I think that will be a record of everything. However, if there was somebody helping her from the other side, maybe that would help, right? It was indeed impossible for one person, but what if there were two? Exactly! Just what I expected from you, Miles. Yes, you had an accomplice on the prison side. Enough. I am disappointed in you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. What's that, pal? You making fun of Mr. Edgeworth? The inmates at this prison all wear bracelets. And if they try to go where they please, they'll set off the alarm. Ah! So have you noticed, this is a prison after all. Not only the prisoners, but the guards too are under constant scrutiny here. So why didn't anyone notice Elbert? The only ones allowed to move around freely are the animals, and they certainly could not have used a breaker. But it's still possible that a person did it. Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would you say it was? We can't exclude the inmates and guards just yet. There was only one person, one whose movement was not restricted. This evidence shows that there was someone in the prison who could move around freely. If you guys remember what Frank Sahwit said, his bracelet was broken before, and it did not respond to the door sensor, so yeah. That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners. This belongs to a certain model inmate, and is broken. What? Just who on earth does this belong to? That's our good old buddy, Good old Frankie Sahwit, the warden's favorite inmate. Oh, seems like we kind of got her there. Well, don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life. Golly, when you think about it, it shouldn't be possible. I'd hazard a guess that this was because he was a special case, just like Sir Handogan in a special cell. The prosecutor's statement is mere conjecture. You could find out by simply asking Sahwit himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Sahwit and Warden Roland were partners in crime. Due to their collaboration, another route surfaces. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved into the prison. There were two obstacles that needed to be dealt with. The security camera in front of Knightley's cell, and the electric fence in the courtyard. Both these problems could have been solved with a single stroke, by having Sahwit switch off the breakers in the breaker room. Mr. Edgeworth, could you wait one moment? Do you still intend to deny it, Warden Roland? I give in. I confess. Warden Roland! No, this cannot be! Yes, it's just as he says. Frank Sahwit and I were partners in crime. No way! You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! How come the music doesn't prove that, though? Well done, Miles! At last we have the real culprit cornered. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, Frankie operated a breaker, but we were not responsible for Knightley's murder. What? Warden Roland, whatever do you mean? Judge Courtney, would the Goddess of Law hear my confession? The Goddess of Law is merciful. She will absolve you. I was being threatened. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told. So, who's threatening you? Don't play the sappy music. Sir Handogan, that assassin. Dogan. It's been going on since that man came to the prison. We'll never forget that day. When we were both alone, he suddenly said to me, "I have many dogs outside the prison." Dogs? Loyal dogs who obey my every command. I soon realized that what he referred to were not really dogs, but his human henchmen. And that's not all he said. You'd better watch how you treat me, if you don't want you and your family to become dog food. I had no choice. I gave him the special cell. I gave him anything he desired. Anything he desired? You don't mean the supplier? That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Frankie. It was simple. I just offered him special privileges within the prison. And these underground dealings? Once a week, in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off 2 of the breakers, so I could move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by a security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near prison. And then I sprinkle this perfume over it. So that's the true identity's sweet scent. The scent of perfume was a signal of Dogen's dog. After picking up the scent, it would carry the goods to him. Of course, this had to be done while Albert was away from his cell. I'm surprised he never found out about it, pal. We have a strict timetable here at the prison. Mealtime, exercise time, it's easy to know when he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky is afraid of Dogen's dog, well, I can imagine, I didn't have to worry about him making noise. So having full knowledge of the prison's inner workings, she made the deliveries herself. This would ensure there were no slip-ups. Frankie would turn the breakers back on in the early morning, and the delivery was complete. I then modified the timestamp on a security camera. You have told us a great deal. The Goddess of Law accepts your penitent and confession. As a warden of the prison, how could I have done such a foolish thing? The day Knightley was killed was also delivery day. It seems Frankie was working the breakers as usual, but that day I had nothing to send, so I did not go to the courtyard at all. The secret supply system. So then Warden Roland was. Searching for his henchmen for ages. Yep, there you go. And that's why she's been interrogating him, apparently. So the reason you kept on interrogating him... Yes, it was to find his henchmen. Aww. I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the interrogation myself. I kept an eye on all his actions, examined all his mail. Mail? Like his correspondence chest letters. But I could never uncover the true identity of his henchmen. This fear, it's something you can never understand. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you were listening, right? I'd say his confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this? Is it necessary to press her further? Why would we want to stop? We want to find out every single detail that we can. Let's see. Let's press a little bit more. Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the Goddess of Law isn't satisfied yet either. You mean to badger this woman further? Even if she was threatened by Dogen. This does not prove she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use the supply route to transport Knightley's body. Do you have any evidence to support this? The body gave us a sweet scent. The scent of perfume that was used to signify delivery. Can you explain this fact? Oh, of course. Since I have made so many deliveries, the scent of what would have lingered around the well. When the body was moved through the well, the scent would have transferred to it. Mr. Albert also testified to this fact. For some odd reason, that well gave us this nice scent. Okay. Like candy. The lingering scent in the well would, of course, be picked up by anything passing through. The defense rests, I see. In that case, court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do? What should I do? Is this as far as I can go? Is it over already? Yes, Sebastian, it is. And now, court is officially adjourned. Of course. Who said that? Who was that? Good old Ray. It's not nice of you to adjourn things just like that, Courtney Pie. Mr. Shields, are you objecting to the court adjourning? Of course not. Ain't got no objection or anything like that. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like. Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields? Whoa there, calm down, Kay. Who wants some chocolate? Is this a joke? You'll have to excuse me. I just have one tiny request to make. As Simon Key's attorney... That's right. You're a defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you? Exactly. Did you all forget? That's so mean. But you just left everything to Mr. Edgeworth and you didn't do anything at all. Yes, that's right. That's why. I thought I'd do my job a bit. Do your job? That hardly sounds like you at all. It's to prepare for the trial. I'd like to ask the warden a few questions. Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her? Well, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprit. My thoughts? Uncle Ray believes that Simon is not the culprit. It seems that Miss Warden also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out. Mr. Edgeworth, what's Mr. Shields up to? He's trying to lure Warden Roland into testifying. What was the supply route used to transport the body? Why was that used? Oh, whatever. Oop. I'd say it was to pin the crime on Dogen. Oh, I see. If he committed a murder here, he would be transferred to another prison. One with tighter security. And that would get rid of the troublemaker. Exactly. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that. Hey, hold on a second. A culprit besides Simon? What do you mean? Simon was the one who's supposed to be I was supposed to prosecute. Exactly. So wouldn't it be better if the best also listened to what she has to say? Amazing, Mr. Shields. You managed to drag Mr. DeBest into this too. Warden Roland, is this acceptable? Oh, you! It's fine. It's fine. You understand a woman's heart. Well, thank you, Mademoiselle. I can't say the word again. Mademoiselle. Whatever. Actually, I thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. You'll let me speak, won't you, Justine, darling? Of course, you may speak. Mr. Shields, awesome! Phew, that was a close shave. Thank you, Mr. Shields. No, I'm still leaving the rest to you. Remember what I said? The defense attorney never gives up. The fate of our client rests on your shoulders, after all. Our shoulders. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice. Now then, Miles, it's your turn to show it's your turn to show you'll never give up. Right. Well then, will you listen to my story? I guess we can. Let's listen to her story. I believe that the culprit in this case could only have been Dogen. I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. He probably had a dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case. The victim, Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it's a truly terrible thing. Taking a man's life, you mean? That's how you go about saying it, isn't it? If only I had been more vigilant, his death would not have happened. That's why I want to clear up his regrets. Warden Roland, how considerate. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude. Is gratitude really what Knightley feels? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's kind of mad wherever he is right now. Could only have been... Okay, I have no idea what transpired between him and the evidence and the victim. Displeased with him. Why say that? What could Knightley have done in the detention center to displease him? That was just an example. You don't have to take it so seriously. Didn't I already say that I have no idea what transpired between them? Nevertheless, you certainly are a serious one, Edgeworth dear. What's this? That piercing gaze. Always standing straight and stiff. Very nice. Looking very clever, my dear. I think I'm about to become your biggest fan. Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth, stay focused. It's just a flesh wound. Right. Is this some form of psychological warfare? In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. Okay, how do you know that for a fact? I'd like to hear your thoughts about the circumstances surrounding the murder. Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury to his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that. Booking. That's the process one goes before being locked up in the detention center. It sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley. I only know a little. In any case, he would have been an easy target for Dogen. Perhaps he used a chisel hidden in the chessboard. The victim wouldn't even have a chance to scream. I see. Your opinion will be a very valuable reference. Could you add those last statements to your testimony? Oh, you're making me blush. You're so cute. Ugh. I'm just kidding. I'll continue. So I'm not cute? Perhaps he used a chisel hidden in a chessboard? I'm sure it would have been a simple job. He probably had a dog. Oh, you said this already. So, chisel hidden in a chessboard. Actually, let me look at a chessboard real quick. Well, wait a minute. How did she know that there was a chisel already inside the chessboard? Because now it's making me think. Oh, well, seems like I got her through something here. Warden Roland, you certainly are sharp-witted. Hey, enough of the titles. Call me Patty. P-A-T-T-Y. However, there's something you are a little too knowledgeable about. Oh, whatever. Embarrassed? You're such an inexperienced child, Edgeworth dear. Fight on, Mr. Edgeworth. You said you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how did you know about the chisel inside a chessboard? Oh, of course. The entrance check. Enough of the poor excuses. The entrance check? The chessboard wasn't something Knightley brought in with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here. That's my mistake. I meant the parcel check. Even when we assume that, there were still many suspicious points here. Why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated? Oh. Judge Courtney, did you tell anyone about the trick to this chessboard? I did not. Oh boy. If no information about our investigation was leaked, then how did you find out? You could have not examined this during the entire entrance check or parcel check. Certainly. Someone in the warden's position would never let a chisel slip by. Exactly. So answer this, Warden Roland. When and how did you learn about the chessboard's secret? Well, in that case, I shall answer that for you. Is it because... I give up, Edgeworth dear. Is as you say. I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about it. The chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone. Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information here. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that's alright with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. No objections here. Thank you, Edgeworth dear. I'll do my best. Well then, Warden Roland, I trust there will be no lies from here on out? Her pool of lies is slowly running dry. Soon I will bring out her true nature. Alright then, and we'll bring out her true nature in the next episode, guys. We'll see what she has to say. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.